Are we still blogging in 2024? With the emergence of AI in both search and creating content, this is actually a legitimate question. And today, we have one of our coaches, Brian Casey, with us to talk to us about it. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey, Austin. Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Well, it's good to see you. We have some questions about blogging in 2024. There's been the emergence of AI kind of to the general population, whether that's search or creating content. And so, the new question has kind of risen. Blogging in 2024, is that still something we're doing?
Yeah. So, first things first, there's a big difference between blogging and creating helpful content. So I think the general sense that I get, when I hear the word blogging, is everybody's got their MySpace page and they're writing down their teenage thoughts. And so there's a certain sentiment that comes attached with that. That may be dead, blogging in that sense. What we really talk about at Impact is really helpful content, and that could be in the form of articles on your website, videos, social media, and really that's the conversation that needs to occur. Websites are not going away. Search through Google might go away. The way that people find and seek information may change. There's going to be a natural point when someone in their research and evaluation of you as a vendor is going to look at your website. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, what does that experience look like? Does the experience on the website continue to educate them? Does it have the answers to the questions they're looking for? And do we present ourselves to the market as a trusted source of information, and we build trust in that way? And the content that we would really want you to create, nothing is going to change about that content, even if the way that people find it may differ at some point in the future.
Yeah, that's a good point. And kind of with it being unknown about how search is going to work with AI at this moment, is our website still the best place to host that written content, that learning center, that blog that we should rename, as you mentioned?
Yeah, so I think your website has to be a place where all your educational content lives, and I wouldn't limit yourself to that. The more that we've worked with clients and they've experimented and we've experimented with short form video on social media, which is something that we hadn't put a ton of stock in before, 2022, the more that we've seen success from those efforts. So your website should be a place where people come and they can educate themselves and they build that trust with you. And without having a clear sense as to, are people going to be using an AI tool to find information, or are they going to be on social media, or are they going to be on Google? The best thing that we can do right now is to try to put our message in as many places as possible. Website being a primary place, but also now is the time to start exploring with social posting and really just continuing to play with AI tools to get an idea of what does the future of seeking information online look like.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then if we're putting that on our website, do you have a recommendation for what to call it if the term blog is kind of on its way out?
Yeah, so the standard kind of staple at Impact would be Learning Center. I've seen Knowledge Center or Resource Center, but you want to convey to your audience, who may or may not know who you are, that there is a place on your website that they can learn. We wouldn't call it a blog. We would really more like to call it something like a learning center.
Yeah, that makes sense. As a consumer, I'm probably, if I see it up there in the navigation, I'm more likely to click on Learning Center than just if the word blog is up there, because who knows what that means. With the emergence of AI and helping us create content, it's a little bit of a blessing and a curse, with the curse being a lot of people might use it in a way that is not done properly. They just spit out a bunch of subpar content, and then that saturates the internet. So how are we standing out by using AI to our advantage, but still standing out amongst that subpar content when creating our written content for consumers?
Yeah, so the reality of the last 6 months and the next 6 months is companies who have never cared about content creation now have a very easy way to create content. And ultimately, a lot of people are going to go down the path of least resistance. They're going to say, write me an article that does this, this, and this, and speaks to my audience. And there's this sentiment that if the prompting with an AI tool is really, really good, you can get original content. the truth is everything that AI is seeking to be able to create that piece of content for you already exists online. So your original content, no matter your prompting, is still going to be a regurgitation of all of the information that currently exists out there. And if you have the same type of content being produced by you and a dozen of your competitors, nothing's going to stand out. All of it's going to be very similar. And the discerning eye of the consumer is going to raise over the next 6 to 12 months. So really what this looks like is your team has to have a critical part in content creation. Your team has access to experience and personal, in-tuneness with your market and your consumers that an AI tool cannot replicate. And if you're integrating that level of personalization and unique experience into your content, that is irreplicatable, and something that not another company can do. Now they can copy you, but I do think we're going in the way as a content creation society in terms of more original research, more original subject matter expertise that we're building into content that will help the future reader that has that more discerning eye to identify AI created content, to see oh, these people do know what they're talking about. They have taken the time to create content and they are truly experts in this field, versus having a helpful answer to a commonly asked question that 12 other people answer in the exact same way.
Thanks for all the actionable advice today. A lot of good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one, Brian. Thanks.
Thanks, Austin.
People still want to read, but most of all, people still want answers to their questions. By creating written content that is both helpful to the reader and has our unique human element, we can continue to win going into 2024 and beyond. Do you need help with your content and marketing strategy? Contact us at impactplus.com today to talk to a coach just like Brian.